All right, Medellin Podcast, episode 33. We're going to be talking to Sangmin today on the Medellin Podcast. What are we drinking today?
Well, we have a mixed bag of nuts. I'm over here drinking some Malbec from La Posta in Argentina. And what are you drinking over there, Sangmin?
I'm drinking Argentinian Malbec, Trapiche.
And you, Felipe, what you got? Producer, director?
I got some Nabil rum, 100% Colombian.
100% Colombian.
Just like this podcast, except I'm not Colombian. Welcome to episode number 33 of the Medellin Podcast and our first real virtual live recording of an episode that will be on YouTube and everywhere else. I don't know if we're going to try to pull this one off. It's a real big deal for us because we're stepping into the future, and who knows how long this might be a regular format of the Medellin Podcast until those quick test kits come to Poblado so we can test our guests before they walk in the front door. And, you know, we've got some thermometers and stuff. So anybody who's joining in, I only see one person right now. Anybody who's live, this is basically how it goes down, except we sit around in a circle. And so today's
special because, first of all, we're all quarantined up, right? We've been quarantined for how long now?
I think the official date was March 21st or 22nd, was it, Felipe? You're more into the politics and stuff. We've been actually quarantined from the 14th of March. We started our quarantine. We started before we were officially told that we needed to quarantine. We're like, yeah, we're just going to stay off the streets. So, we were doing our breakfast and stuff before that, going out for breakfast and coming right back home and never going anywhere else. But we did like an official quarantine starting around the 14th or the 15th. How about you, Brandon? Oh, by the way, no, wait, before you speak, I think we got to reintroduce the guest. You want to reintroduce?
Our guest today is Sangmin, or Brandon, as his American name is the owner of Opa Korean Barbecue in Laureles. And he's also DJ Super Coreano, which is, he's actually an awesome DJ. If you've ever seen him, spin, we've seen him quite a few times, and he always spins music that we like a lot of the times. It's like hip hop. He does techno as well. So it's really always an honor to have him with us. And today we're going to be talking about some stuff that he's gone through as a business owner and also as just a person living in Medellin during this quarantine time. So, Brandon, introduce yourself.
Yep. Hello, I'm Sangmin. I go by Brandon, as Andrew said. And it's my second opportunity with Medellin Podcast, and hope we have fun today as well.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna say this again. We gotta master this mute thing. It's gonna be a while till I'm probably gonna talk for like 3 minutes and realize that I'm on mute. But yeah, man, it's an honor having you back here. Like we haven't seen you in a while since the last time you were spinning over at Mad. Radio, and I asked about you, and then I think our friend Jason was like, "Yo, didn't you hear what happened?" And I'm like, "Did you hear what happened?" And I think this was just right before the quarantine started, like about a week or two, maybe.
No, actually, it was like after like 3 days after the first day of quarantine. So
was it during the quarantine? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that incident, from what I heard, and so we're catching up for anybody who's watching this episode. I personally don't know what happened. I personally don't know the story. And I remember I was also trying to be sensitive about that because I heard that you were pretty shaken up. And so just a bit of background, people. If you watch the original episode with Brandon, you'll see that he's a pretty positive guy, and you'll already know that over the last few years, since coming to Medellin, he's been through a lot of ups and downs, let's say scams, and a lot of adversity. And one of the biggest compliments we gave towards the end is that, he's got that resilience and he keeps going. And we believe that's a huge part in business. And he was on the up and up, right? You had just opened your second location and things were going good. And things were, you were spending more time DJing. You're coming back. You did it. You put your clothing line on halt, and you were focusing on your business and on your music and stuff. And which we'll get into more about the music, because it's not all grim stuff. But then yet another challenge, let's put it that way, another character building thing happened to you. And so I'm going to let you take it away and tell us what happened in those 2 days into quarantine. And if you want any background story to it that led up to that point, just so people can know. And this is the reality of Medellin. There's good, there's bad, and there's ugly.
Yeah. So actually, I was working. Actually, I decided to close the restaurant. So I first closed the Poblado restaurant, and then I closed the Laureles one because of the quarantine. Then I decided, okay, why not we just do deliveries? So we have, the platforms, Rappi, domicilios.com. So I was doing that, and I was trying to start like a campaign, for example, since I can go out, since some of my workers could go out working in the restaurant, so why not we, spread the good energy? So we were like giving, hand sanitizers and face masks and stuff, because, it's trying to help the people who needs like stuff to prevent coronavirus. So anyway, long story short, so it was the second day, and actually that day I decided to contract a guy who has a car to have like like my own delivery service besides the platform. So that was picking up and that was working. Then what happened was it was like 3:30 p.m. like in the afternoon. We were cooking, we were doing deliveries, we were covering from like Sabaneta to like Bello. So I wanted to just, support people, and I was giving them like free food. I was giving them 1+1, 15,000 pesos, you get a drink, blah, 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 blah. So I was trying to do that, and I was doing that. And what happened was, so from that day, actually the actual date, it was 24th of March. And from that day, I wanted to do this campaign like bigger. So I was trying to contact some doctors, those people who are working to support the people here in terms of coronavirus. So I was talking with this doctor, Fernando. He works in Sura. So I was trying to support them, give like free lunchbox and stuff, because I know as a Korean, we used to be, when coronavirus spread it out, Korea used to be the second most affected country after China. But then we responded like real quick, and it's like mentality as well, like the people. It's not only the government. So I know how Korean people, how we are supporting, all together as like a team. So I wanted to do that. So I was talking with this doctor, and then suddenly, so I was working with my personal computer in the restaurant. Then, I was chatting with this doctor, but then somebody just ran in, just, swearing. And then I was like pushing him out. But then in the entrance, I saw a guy with a gun. And then my worker, my chef, she was cooking and she started to cry. So I just realized, okay, fuck, shit happened. So I said, okay, take whatever you want. So it just happened in like 20 seconds or something, 30 seconds, less than a minute.
One guy?
No,
Just
it was
one guy?
actually 4 people in total. and there were two motorbikes outside. So two people came in, two people were outside. One guy was at the entrance, and he was pointing a gun at me and my worker. So I had to give him everything. Actually, it wasn't like giving him, but everything was on the table. So he took our, like cell phones, my laptop, my external, hard drive, everything, and they left. At that time, actually, when that was happening, there was this pickup truck from the municipio, right? Like the government people, and they were actually passing by, and they stopped. So I ran out when they took everything, got on the bike. They were just like, running away. So I was yelling at them, "Hey, like you gotta follow them." But they didn't actually do it. But then they made a U-turn and came back, and they told me, at least we got the license plate. So I said, okay. And I have this security company called Alarmar, which is a pretty big company here in Colombia. So we have this system with the remote controller. You press a button, nothing happens that you can't notice. But then within 10 minutes, supposedly, they got to come to the restaurant.
And you said that you were helping people as well. Is that what you guys were doing?
Yeah, actually, so everything kind of started like randomly. I just always, wanted to support the society and stuff. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the first episode, right?
Yeah.
Like, how I try to employ people and stuff. So what happened was every day after the quarantine, I was putting like a table, and then, trying to give like hand sanitizer, and we had face masks because like from the very beginning we always used that, so we had a lot of boxes. So I was trying to share stuff that we have, not trying to be selfish. And the whole campaign was like, no seamos egoístas, we would support people. And one day, the second day actually, so the shutter, the door, the entrance, it was kind of like half closed, and there was this guy, homeless señor, this old guy knocking on the door, and he was asking for money or something. So I said, you know what, like if you have time, why don't you come in, I'll cook for you. And that's how it started actually. So I was like trying to give like free food to the homeless people, because this economy at the moment, it's even worse, but at that time as well, it was dead. The streets were like, dead, nobody there. So those people, they can't really survive. So I was doing that. And then every day, some people came and then saying hello. Then I started thinking, why not we do this like campaign, like, okay, trying to show people to participate, make people to participate, this small movement that I was trying to do. Hey, you know what, like you go to the supermarket, maybe you can't, maybe you don't have money, but maybe you have frijoles, so why not share it with your vecinos? Right. So I was trying to do that, and I was doing that. And then going back to the point, they came into the restaurant, and they just like took everything. So
you were open for the day, and you said that somebody came in yelling, and you were trying to kick them out.
Yeah.
But as you reached the door, you saw another guy with a gun.
Yeah. That's literally what happened. Like I thought it was only two people with the motorbike.
Right.
So these two people came in. One guy just came in. So I was like kind of, like in the middle of the restaurant. I wasn't close to the entrance. So I was working. I was WhatsApping the desktop, the computer version. I was chatting with this doctor. And this guy came in. I was like, what the fuck? So I pushed him back. And I stood up, and I saw the guy in the entrance just like pointing the gun. And then I saw my worker, my chef, Wendy, and she's a small girl. She started crying, and I said, okay, fuck, shit happened. And then they left, and I ran out, and this pickup truck, like Municipio, was sealed with Municipio, so they were working for the country, the city anyway. So I was like yelling at them, hey, like you got to follow them, like you got to follow them. They just took everything, but then later they didn't actually help me, and they came back. Yet, hey, you know what? It was actually another motorbike behind that bike. It was total 4 people: one lady, one girl with a guy, and one motorbike, and the 2 guys which robbed me. They robbed me in another bike, so they ran out. And then I called the police. They didn't arrive. Blah 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 blah. So after
Did they arrive at all? The police?
they arrived after like 40 minutes something. So everything
After 40 minutes.
Yeah. So
They were probably quarantining, like you didn't want to break quarantine. You know how serious we take that down
yeah,
here.
yeah. Actually, from here, things get worse. So
Wait a second. Don't move on yet. So let me just ask this. You just talked about this gun in your face like it was something normal. How close did this gun get to your face exactly? Where's this guy with the gun?
he's at the entrance. He's like at the entrance, and
Gun out.
yeah,
Gun
gun
pointing
out.
towards you.
Literally gun pointing. But
Do you know what he said? What was he saying?
nothing. They had a helmet. Actually, they had a helmet, and I'm pretty sure they were young. I don't know. I can't remember like if they're like Venezuelans or Colombians or something, but because it was so fast. But anyway, this guy was pointing a gun at me. It was like maybe 2 meters away, 3 meters, something like that. And yeah, so after,
What's going through your head, right? I mean, like I've always, I don't know, I've had a gun someone insinuate that they were going to use a gun which was in a paper bag basically. That's the closest I got, and I felt that was pretty freaking scary to me. But now you got a gun pointing at you, and I mean, you said like, okay, you went and you gave them your things. Are you thinking like, could get really fucked up, I could lose my life? Or are you thinking like, okay, I've seen this before, I've heard this before, this is what I do, and you're pretty calm? What's happening, man?
to be honest, I was pretty calm. It was actually like nothing going on. I couldn't. It was like it happened in a short time, like less than a minute, and there were no time to really realize what was going on. Because I mean, normally I got into like maybe some like fights or something here, Saint Chino, whatever, blah blah blah. But this time, when I was pushing him away, and then I stood up and tried to see what's going on, because I was like this, concentrating, and then this guy tried to take my computer, so I was like looking at him, and then I saw the guy with the gun, and at that time, it wasn't like, damn, I might die. No, actually, I kind of felt like, shit, I'm fucked up.
Here we go again.
And then actually, it wasn't only me; it was my worker as well, and I couldn't do anything. And it's not important if it was a real gun or a fake gun, but what else can I do? So that's how I felt. It was just like after they left, and then everybody left, and then we were waiting for the police. At that time, I was just like thinking, what if we closed the entrance like 100%? What if I was not talking with this doctor, like things like that. But then,
what if the situation went differently? What if you reacted differently?
Exactly. But then it was a gunpoint, so I mean, you can't do anything. I mean, if you don't want to risk your life,
you shouldn't.
Yeah. So like I was just like there, and then so this municipio, the people, they actually wrote down the license plate, the 2 motorbikes, on a small note. They gave it to me, and they said, when the police come, you could tell them and do like the denuncio. So I said, all right, cool, at least, thank you. And because it just happened like so quick, so I couldn't even write down, neither like see the license plate. So anyway, I got the note, and then the police arrived. So I said, hey, you know what? Like, this is the information. Like, please, like, try to find them. And then actually the police said, oh, I think I saw those 2 motorbikes, like, going down in Nutibara, Avenida Nutibara, which is the principal street in Laureles. Like, okay.
And by the
cool.
way, just to put perspective, the streets are empty right now. This is quarantine time, so it's not like you're pretty much sticking out. You're blazing down. I'm sure they're not just like sauntering, going slowly down. They're flying down the street. So okay.
Yeah. So this, like normally here, police they move in like two people, like as a team, like a squad, right? Like in a motorbike. So the guy in the back, he took my note, which is my one and only note that I had. It was so quick, so I couldn't even like take a photo or write it down. So he took the one and only note, and then he left. And we tried to call the police like several times, but they didn't answer, and nobody came. So after like 5 hours, so I'm talking about like it happened at 3:30. The police came at like 4-ish. So it was like 8:30-ish, 9 p.m. Finally, they picked up the phone. So they sent another motorbike, and then I was asking them, hey, you know what? Like, what happened? Because like several hours ago, that shit happened. Da da da. Blah blah blah. And then, though those people, the two people, the police who took my note, they arrived at the same time, more or less. So I said, hey, like, what's going on? So they said they were trying to find, they were going through the cameras and stuff. And the last footage was like almost like at noon, like 12 or 1-ish. They saw this one bike coming down from Barrique. So whether if it's true or not, I said, okay, so then what? After that, we couldn't find any footage. Like, okay, so what's the process from now? So they were guiding me, telling me that, okay, this is the website. You go in, you log in, and then you describe or explain what happened and doing the denuncio process, right? So I said, all right, so are you guys going to keep on looking for these people? And they said, you gotta go to the webpage, blah, 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 again and again. So I said, okay, so can you give my note back? Because then I want to put the license plate on the denuncio. So then, it could be better. And then this guy who took the note he said, I don't have it.
I don't have it. I had a feeling you were gonna go. So I was. Oh, wow.
I don't have it.
So he lost the note.
Yeah.
That had the license plate number on it.
Yeah. So like he lost the note. He lost the note. So I said, "Damn." I don't know. He didn't really. Maybe like the camera Mandique shit. It wasn't even like true. I don't know. So anyway. He lost the note, supposedly. So I was complaining, okay, is this how it works? Is this what you say, like, you're trying to help me? At least, I mean, I had the one and only note, and he was actually asking me, why didn't you take it down? Like, note it in a different something, and why didn't you take a photo of the information? I said, because I didn't have time. So then they were trying to remember and then talking about like, hey, like, you know what, blah, blah, blah. And they were trying to remember the number. I don't know if it's true or not, but they gave me one license plate.
Yeah, but hold a second. There's a little, Andrew watches a lot more of these murder mysteries and hacker shows, but give me a second. Let's walk this one back, Andrew. Let's walk this one back. If this guy, and again, I am no TJ Hooker, but if this guy had the number, right? He's gone chasing somebody. Unless he's a math genius or an alphanumeric genius, which I highly doubt, because he would have been in a higher paying job, he would have at least have had that number. He had to have known the exact number, or else you're just chasing every motorbike and every car out there. You have to know the exact number. So you either got to call the number in, right? Because it's not one guy or two guys on a big green bike chasing around the city looking for a number that they have in their head. Usually, at least how I've seen it on cop shows, is they're like, okay, we got a blah, 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 license plate number, blah, 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 look out for whatever. And so that would have had to gone out on the airwaves somewhere, right? So you wouldn't lose. We understand if he's in a heated chase, right? He and the other cop, and the paper flies away. But at that point, they would have already called it in somewhere. So there's a big hole right there, as far as I know. What do you think, Andrew? I mean, you watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, I see that we have a few people on Facebook Live. We're talking to our friend Brandon Lee, who's the owner of Opa Restaurant, the Korean restaurant in Laureles and in Provenza. He was one of our guests before, and he's one of our friends. He's also a DJ here in Medellin and worldwide. And he just got robbed about 2.5 weeks ago at his restaurant at gunpoint. A guy came in yelling. Obviously, they were opening for business, obviously, because they are a restaurant. They're one of the essential services that are able to stay open. They were also helping the community by cooking meals for the needy and doing the right thing. Some guy came into the restaurant yelling. Brandon was distracted, saw the guy, tried to kick him out. As soon as he got to the entrance of his restaurant, saw a guy with a gun. And that's when he knew he was getting robbed. Brandon, what exactly did they take from you?
So they took my iPhone. They took another iPhone, which I gave it to. I used to have an old iPhone, not old one, but an iPhone, and I gave it to my worker. She deserves it, so I gave it to her, and she was using that for like 2 months, and then they took that one, obviously. I had my MacBook, my laptop. They took it, and the one and only external hard drive I used to have was connected, because I was always in the restaurant doing like designs and stuff to post in social media. And so anyway, it was all connected, and they just like fucking took it, and they took certain amount of cash, which
I hope your music wasn't on there, though. Tell me your music was on there.
Everything was there.
Your music was on there.
Everything. My life. 5 years. I left Korea 5 years ago. Everything was there.
Holy shit, man. So we're gonna catch up to
So you got robbed. The guys left. You obviously you wrote down a license plate of one of the motorcycles, because there were 2 motorcycles. And then finally the police came after a while. How long do you think it was approximately since you called it until the police actually showed up?
Actually, I think it was more or less like 30 minutes. So, yeah, 30 minutes they arrived. And the thing is, actually, they don't respond to the phone call. And that was really shitty. Like, it's, 1, 2,
So
3.
you called the 123 number, which is like 911 in the United States, and there was no dispatcher. There was no
it was
operator.
just like, like they're just like tossing, okay, hello, da da da, thank you, and then press 1, emergency, press 2, da da da, and then we press 1.
But here's what's fucked up, man. Here's what's fucked up. We're in quarantine. They're not getting called. They're not out there patrolling the streets saving cats from trees.
Exactly.
They got nothing to do, right?
Exactly.
They're chilling there. And the first time you can get a hold of them is 40 minutes. Now, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to say something because, hey, I love Medellin with all my heart, right? It's like my second love or whatever. Travel was first. And yeah. But I love Medellin with all my heart. I encourage people to visit Medellin, And this is where this is going also. I want to make this clear that, in all my life living in different places and including Toronto, I don't have any friend that's been held up by a gun at gunpoint, right? Maybe in Chicago, maybe in other places that, again, I'm not familiar with. That happens. It's like, oh, you don't know shit. We live in Brooklyn, and this happens in Brooklyn, this happens in Chicago. In Toronto, I never experienced that. I don't know anybody that has been held up at gunpoint until I came here. And you're not the only one. We've got stories about gunpoint. Kyle, in one of our past episodes that we filmed in Mexico, talked about in Laureles, his thing, the same motorbike stuff. So this place can be a paradise in many ways. Beautiful women, great climate, and all of this nice, gushy stuff. But the reality is, that you could be minding your own business, you could be doing good, and you could get rolled up on with multiple guns. And all that fairy tale, and I don't know, like to today, I've been in like a few incidents, but never with guns, right? I don't know how I would feel about the city, right? Because I'm sure there's other people like you that probably felt the same way that I feel right now, that have a really bitter taste in their mouth. Especially, and the thing is, what I'm saying is that you're not some like whoremonger, 65-year-old whoremonger in here that's just, using the society and trying to get young girls, right? Which those people do exist. And they've got their own place in society. But I'm saying you're out here trying to help during a time of crisis, and that shit happens, which I want to get to that later because I want to know, like, legitimately, where that leaves you. We're going to get there. But like that, I just want people to know, man, that that's the reality of living here. And, like we talk about, oh, like you get in a fight back in Canada or you get a fight in New York or whatever, you can get in a fight here too, but shit works a little differently. It works differently.
Yeah, it's like one of those problems in developing countries, And I mean, Korea as well used to be like that, the gangsters, mafia, which still exists. But right after it happened, for like 2 weeks, actually, I wasn't like in social media. I couldn't. I had no phone, neither computer.
Yeah.
So I was at home, okay. And I was thinking at that time, actually, I said like, fuck Medellin. Like, fuck this. Life is not fair. I mean, I was talking with this to this doctor to help and try to help and help. It's not just like
help the city.
Yeah, it's
help
not. It wasn't something like, hey, you know what, Opa? Hey, you know what? I can go out. I got the permit. Like blah blah blah. No, it was like, since I can go out, I'll take the risk. And you don't have money? Okay, I made this combo, which I'm not earning anything.
And so you were giving away food.
Yeah,
to the needy.
I was just like doing that, and I said, and which I want to talk about it later as well. Like, there's so many people who are like supporting me as well. So anyway, at that time for 2 weeks, actually, it was a really really tough time. I couldn't even like talk to people, neither my family. Like how can I tell them? Like I got robbed. So I was just like in my room, no, like no eating, just smoking from the morning, drinking from the morning, just like, being wasted. But at that time I was like, fuck this. But then later with time, I thought, it's always like pros and cons, right? Like it can't be 100% perfect. And
Yeah.
But the idea is
What
get to
doesn't
close.
break you, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, so like, I mean, now I am still like struggling with this loss.
Oh, we could see that. I mean, I encourage anybody that's watching this episode right now on YouTube, or anybody that's watching live. Like, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch our episode with Brandon. Andrew and I always talk about which was our favorite episode, and there's a few episodes that I knew when we filmed them. They were my favorite, but why do I always call your episode, as I would say, top two, is because we laughed our ass off. We filmed for 3 hours and Felipe cut it down to like an hour and a half or whatever it was. But we filmed literally for 3 hours. There's stuff that you guys haven't even seen. Like the jokes, like it was joking about tragedy. It was joking about happy. It was just all jokes. And you talked about tragedy on that one.
Yeah.
So we're
At the time, I was like pulling my hair off. I'm like, oh my god, they're doing so much. Like, it's just this is madness, and it was because Joel's brother Josh, who was with us on episode like 27, we were drinking Jägermeister and beer, and I knew the alcohol was running that low, so we told him go get more. And I assume he understood that more of the same, but he went out and very strangely got vodka, orange, like tangerine vodka, because he assumed that was what Brandon liked. because stereotypes, I guess.
No, come on.
Yeah.
No,
No,
just
I
like
mean,
he
like,
likes.
I also remember, I do agree. I mean, I really enjoyed talking with you guys, and I do still, like, support you guys as you support me as well. And yeah, every time, like, there's, like, this, since I subscribe, the Medellin podcast, I try to see that before I sleep, da da da. And I still remember like how fun it was, and I wasn't actually expecting something like that, but then everything was so natural, and then we enjoyed it. And actually, thanks to you guys, a lot of people actually came to my restaurant talking about, hey, I saw the Medellin podcast, like you're Brandon, right? Until
Yeah.
now, actually, later maybe we might talk about it, but like like crazy stuff, like good stuff is happening in Facebook in terms of me,
Hmm.
in terms of
Hmm.
Opa, my restaurant.
Yep.
Like fundraising and stuff, and a lot of people sent me like I received like almost like 300 text messages, which
Yeah.
I'm gonna respond with time.
Yeah.
And they were just like, "Hey, maybe you might not know me, but I saw you like in Medellin podcast, and then I went to your restaurant. I don't know, you might have a lot of customers. You might not remember me, but we talked, blah blah blah." So yeah, I mean, it's always fun talking with you guys.
Yeah, it's good and
Yeah.
bad, man. Actually,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to let the people know that are just joining us on live. This is actually a live recording, so we're recording this, and it's going to be edited, and it's going to be put up on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching it from YouTube now, you're not live, but the people that are live and coming on right now, we're talking to Brandon Lee, who's the owner of Opa Restaurant, the Korean barbecue restaurant. He just got robbed about 2.5 weeks ago. We're trying to support him as much as possible. If you guys are near Laureles or on Rappi, look up Opa in these days that you're quarantined or in the future.
Wait, is he even open though? Are you open?
No, actually, it's not open now.
It's not open.
It's not
I'll
open
talk
now.
about it. I'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
Okay, so
But either
for
way,
those
follow
of
him
you
on
guys,
Instagram and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook. It's called Opa, OPPA, Korean barbecue restaurant in Medellin. He's also a DJ. He's Super Coreano, DJ Super Coreano. He obviously is a good DJ. We love going to watch him live. It's always like you're watch. You know when your friends actually perform in public and you see him up there and you're like, oh shit, I know that guy. But he's just like right there. He's just a normal person.
Well, actually, I would think that sometimes you go to see your friends' performances and you're like, man, I gotta clap. I gotta give some sort of support, but this motherfucker doesn't really know what's up yet. He's still a trainee. He's still like now a youth in the game. But when we went over to Mad Radio and Brandon was playing, we were like, this shit's actually dope. And Andrew and I are not really like I'd say electronic music fans. We steer towards the hip hop side of stuff, reggae, reggaeton, and that type of stuff. But when he was playing, we're like, damn, this stuff's got some soul, and his mixing's really clean. And so, and then I was like, because on our past episode, he's like, yeah, DJ Super Coreano, I make music, I do blah blah blah, and he gave us the history. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. A lot of people make music, but actually really talented dude. We're gonna drop that in the in the comments here on Facebook and in the video. You guys can check out his music. But the real reason why I even mentioned the past episode was the difference in tone and the difference in the sort of the person we're seeing. You could still see the real Brandon Lee. Not to be confused with the other Brandon Lee coming out. You know
Bruce
what I mean?
Lee's-
The smile is
Bruce Lee's
still
son.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The smile is still there, but you could tell it's not the same energy.
So Brandon,
Hold on. In that mindset, two things. First of all, cheers, and here's why.
Let's get this cheers. Let's hear what this is about. Uh-huh.
Because I remember very specifically, now that you mentioned DJ Super Coreano, that when Brandon and I encourage people to go and listen to the first episode that we did with him, episode 12, one of the reasons that when you sort of got screwed over the first time with the grills, and it was looking like really your business was not going to take off because people were being scammy and shady with you, and you were ready, you were actually in that same mindset of you know what, I'm not so sure about the city, or actually you were like, fuck the city, no more. I'll go back, or I'll go back to backpack traveling. I'll look for something else. And people here can convince you. This is what you said on that episode. People here convince you. They told you, hey, you are super Coreano. You cannot give up. You need to put the rest of
Part of
part
the story.
Remember that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
and
true.
this is,
Yes.
this
Yes.
is the second rising of the phoenix. Because the phoenix
The rising of the Phoenix.
Cheers to-
Cheers to the Phoenix.
Brandon Lee, the rising of the Phoenix.
Dang, that could be an episode title right there, or an album cover, man. Hey, and talking about that, we're gonna get back to other stuff. But Brandon, we're gonna share what I want to share in these links. Brandon just dropped a mix that he did on us like yesterday or day before yesterday. I think it was about 20 something minutes or 18, 20 something minute. Was
so
it that
every day I'm releasing. Actually, yesterday as well so I'm doing this COVID-19 mix set. So yes, the first one was volume 1. Yesterday was volume 2. Actually now 8 p.m., 7 p.m. It's like scheduled. So like volume 3 was released, and I'm working on my album again, which I was prepared, and again I lost my external hard drive. So I'm working it again to release it.
So do you think that, I guess, for people that are just joining, again, Brandon Lee got robbed at his restaurant. They took his fucking computer. They took his cell phone. They took his external hard drive where he had everything about his business and his music. He's a DJ. He was robbed at gunpoint. So I know it's still early. It's still fresh on your mind. It was just 2.5 weeks ago. But how do you start to bounce back from that? Maybe not. Maybe physically, but also mentally. What are you doing to bounce back from that?
So actually, it was really tough, and still is, and it was a hard time, especially now as the quarantine. It just came to me like at once and everything, and like as a business owner as well, I have like spendings, and I gotta pay the rent, blah blah blah, and I still pay my workers, so. Things like that. So I was like so stressed economically, like financially, and like I have nothing. I lost everything, from like 5 years, the first day I left Korea. But at that time, I was actually thinking about to go back to Korea, and I was like really seriously thinking about my life. Maybe this is something that I have to give up. Like, I was very close to my dream and stuff. I was every day, doing stuff, working hard. And at that time, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago after it happened, it actually like the first week it was shitty. The second week it was still shitty. And I was like, yeah, fuck life. I lost like motivation, which I live by motivation always, but I lost it, and I said, fuck Colombia, because like, actually, this is another story. But after that, the second day, the next day after the robbery, the theft, they called one of my workers with
like the robbers?
with the cell phone, but they were acting like a police officer, and they were saying like, hey, we got this computer, we got 2 iPhones, and I don't know, I saw this number, so I'm calling you. So my waitress, she received the call, and they were acting. So she told me she heard somebody like
coaching,
from a distance, like, oh, it's mi tío, like, it's my uncle stuff, blah blah blah. So he was acting like a police officer. And he was, long story short, he was telling my waitress, like, the owner, so what color is the phone? Like, blah, blah, blah. So everything matched, right? So, okay, we have this in La Sede Barbosa, which is
far,
dangerous area and far away,
yeah.
like Bejo, like over there. So they were actually trying to go there, and they were like, so surprised that we found it, because it wasn't all about my like the values, how much it costs. It was about this. Actually, it was about my external hard drive, which I have everything, the business information, everything that my life, like, datas. So they were so happy and they were trying to go, but then this guy was telling my waitress, like, the owner has to come.
Ooh.
So they called me, and they came to my. They were already in the cab and coming. They live in Bejo, my workers. So they were coming down to Laureles, to my restaurant, because I was taking a shower. I didn't respond, and then later I saw it. I told them, you know what, come to my house and let's talk. So they got off. They came upstairs and we were talking. So I was telling them, okay, it's kind of sketchy because Barbosa, like, I mean, it was Manrique or something. But anyway, okay, fuck that. So I said, let's go down, because my restaurant and my house is very close. And in between my restaurant and my house, it's the police station, Laureles one. So let's say I told them, let's go down to Laureles and get some help. So I went to Laureles. I was saying, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. So I said, this is the number that I have in my waitress's phone.
Yeah.
Can you find out if this is a police officer's phone in Barbosa, or at least can you talk with Barbosa? They said, like, imagine, like, think about it. This police officer, his answer was, I don't know. So I said, at least in the system, can you call the Barbosa station?
Yeah.
He said, no, Google it.
Google it.
Google it. Literally Google it. That was the answer. I said, like, what the fuck? Like, you guys are police.
Maybe.
And you don't have the number of that station? And I said,
Man, that could be like their slogan.
Google
Need
it.
help? Google it.
Yeah.
Google it. Yeah.
Literally. So I was pissed. And I said, what? Like, I don't have a phone. We lost our phone.
Yeah.
And can't you just call them and find out?
Yeah.
So he couldn't, right? And then later I said, okay, cool. So I got, like, my waitress was there with me. I said, okay, this is the number who called us.
Yeah.
Can you find out if it says, I forgot the name of the mobile service. It's like Kamobile? No. Like something the police, they use this certain, like, I don't know, company or something, like something mobile. Anyway, so I said, can you find out if this number is blah, 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 or can you call him back or track the number? He said, no, I can't.
No.
So I said, all right, there's no system, the technology or something, like how can I understand it? He said, no, we can't. So I said, okay, can you take me to Barbosa and just fucking find out if it's real or not? But anyway, we can prevent the second victims.
Yeah.
And he said, no. So I said, why? Because it's not Laureles. So I was like fucked up at that point. I was so stressed. I was so angry.
Yeah.
I told him,
Angry.
I live in Laureles. My restaurant is in Laureles. It's 2 blocks away from this police station. And it happened in Laureles. And you can't take me there? And he was telling me, if it's in the Central, you got to call with the police station in the Central. If it's with Barbosa.
Jurisdiction.
So I said at the end, so I told him, okay, so that's how it works here in Colombia. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to help me. So I said.
So it sounds like that if you get robbed, even at gunpoint, and you've got a license plate number, the odds are that you're never going to see your shit.
No.
The police here isn't going to do anything.
No. They were just laughing. They were just laughing.
They were just laughing.
Because I'm a Korean. Maybe. I don't know. They were just laughing. So I said I was pissed.
Well, it almost even sounds like they were fucking in on it.
Yeah.
Like if they came 30 minutes after, you gave them the license plate number, they came back and said we didn't find
That's what I was
anybody.
thinking.
And
The next day,
the guy said, "Oh, the next day I lost the license plate number." Like, how do you lose a license plate number? You're a fucking cop.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to dispose of his gum.
And then I literally have the number who called us trying to make do a scam,
Yeah.
And then they don't want to find that. They don't want to trace the number or track or, find out. And they were telling me it's not in Laureles, it's Barbosa. So the last question I asked them was, okay, so you can't take me there because I know that it's kind of far, but it's not all about money. It's like security, safety.
Yeah.
So you can't take me there. He said, no. So, okay. So I told him, so the police, Colombian police, won't protect the citizens, the people, even though they know it's kind of risky and they have all the information, most of the information, try to find out or prevent the second victim. And if I go there by myself with the cab and something happens, maybe I might die, maybe they might kidnap me or something. Okay. And you let it happen.
Yeah.
And he said,
you would just be another
and
number.
his answer was, "Qué pena, lo siento."
That's
That's the best
That's the
answer
word,
here.
though.
Yeah, like in Canada, they say I'm sorry for everything. Here, they say que pena for everything. Like
yeah, but the cops
it
don't
could
say,
be like
the cops
like
don't say I'm sorry in Canada. The
So
cops,
that's-
well, no,
that's
but I'm saying
something-
like even a normal person will say que pena, but
Yeah.
like a cop saying que pena, I can't help you find your shit, even
Yeah.
though you have a phone number.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I would understand if you had nothing. If you came over and said, "Hey, dude, I just got robbed completely yesterday, and I don't have shit. I don't have a license plate number. I don't have a phone number or a tracking device on my computer, my hard drive, my cell phone. My whole business and my whole life was just robbed at gunpoint." And if I went to the police and I said I don't have anything, I would understand the police saying, "Sorry, I can't help you." But when you go
But
and
I would say I had most of the information till the number, and also this guy was trying to fuck me up. He was using my phone with Wi-Fi, which I blocked, but I don't know how he did it. So he was going into like Tigo and stuff. So I had his name and his email address.
what?
But then police, que pena.
Yeah.
I can't help you. Like, are you?
Yo.
Like, did you really try to help me?
Stop.
You did it.
Stick a pin for a second. Stick a pin for a second, because I'm gonna let again people that are watching this. It's called, Andrew. Maybe you remember the name, Denuncia something. And this shit just got so hardcore that I had to unfollow this Facebook page, so people will understand, because this shit does not go down in Toronto. I'm gonna only speak about Canada, right? But years ago, what happened? There was a Facebook group and social media groups that took shit into their own hands. Vigilante justice is what it's called. And they caught a robber, or they went and found a robber. They caught you stealing. They beat the fucking life out of you on the road and leave you disfigured on the fucking ground. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, you should never take the law into your own hands, blah, 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 blah. But you got to understand the frustration of people here. And it's not just with foreigners. I think foreigners even have it worse, because people are like, fuck this gringo. Forget this Chino. He's got money anyways. Why do we care? This guy's got a lot of money. That's what they assume, right? They're not going to go fighting for you, firstly. But then those pages come along and you feel, oh, poor robber getting beat the fuck out of on the ground. And you don't understand. You're like, this is not right. This is not right. But then when you have situations like this occurring here, right? Then you can understand why these groups happen. And I'm going to say something else on this. I'm going to promise you this. Tomorrow I'm going to send a direct message, because I did it already. I've been ignored 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to do it again. The mayor of Medellin, by the way, who we want here, not in this specific situation, and he's doing a really good job with the whole corona and everything. We got to talk about things like this. And here's why. Because currently, the coronavirus, the COVID-19, is going to prove a lot of things. That there are foreigners here in this city that do a lot of real good for this city, right? And to be quite honest, not that we need credit. We just don't need shit talk all the time. You need to say, hey, yes, there's some shitty foreigners, but there are people that are doing good here in this city, and no one talks about it. Do you know what I'm saying? And, it's all great, but I think like the mayor and these people need to understand that these situations like this happen. There are foreigners that are doing things here to make the city better, employing a lot of people, paying taxes. And then situations like this happen, and where does one go? No one wants to hear it. The story won't sell anything here. People are like, fuck this Coreano. Do you know what I'm saying? This ain't, it's not going to sell papers. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like me personally, I will do a phone recording tomorrow. And anybody else who wants to join me, if you're down with that, I'm going to do my 1 minute and I'm going to send it straight to their Instagram straight. And I'll say, hey, listen to this if you really care, because there's still foreigners here that are really trying to do things. And there's no course of action, right? This is the shitty shit that happens in the police force. And again, it's not just the foreigners. It happens every day to the local folks. That's why they go and get these vigilante groups and stuff. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you. I understand it. I do agree. But I mean, it's not even. But it's something. How the past 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I've been going through. I was thinking a lot about life and about the country. As Joel said at the beginning earlier, like he recommends Medellin to a lot of people. Me too. I was doing the same shit. And I love this country. I love this city. I love, the vibe, the culture here. But then there's always like the negative side, or it's always pros and cons. So I used to love it, but then after this, or even like before, like more than 2 years ago, when they stole my investment, for my business. But I was always thinking like, yeah, but nothing's perfect. And at the moment, how I am bouncing back, I'm still ing, in the process. But I was thinking, I think like Medellin, if you ask me like how I feel like now about Medellin, I would say it's like love and hate relationship. It's like, I used to love this city, and I still do, but I kind of hate this city. Maybe the country.
Yeah.
But it's more like, I don't know, like people say like no da papaya, like maybe that was a papaya, like I should have stayed at home. And that kind of like stressed me out even more. Like,
for those of you guys that are listening, dar papaya means no dar papaya means not to make yourself a target. It's basically victim blaming the victim for being a victim, because we all know that there is no law enforcement that's going to protect you as a citizen. So don't go out there opening your business with your laptop and your cell phone out in the open, because you're going to get robbed, even though you live and operate in a safe part of the city like Laureles. If you get robbed, it's your fault, because you were out there making yourself robbable. And that's a popular saying, and it's been a popular saying in Colombia for many, many years. That is, it says, don't give papaya, no dar papaya, or else that papaya is going to get eaten.
So exactly. That was the thing. And I was thinking about that phrase, like, but it's kind of fucked up.
It is too fucked up.
It is fucked up.
It's my fault.
It is fucked up, because it's not your fault.
It's not, but like at the end, it's just like seems like
who else can you blame?
Exactly.
Brandon, you're a Korean.
That was the thing. And since I'm a Korean, I'm from a country which is totally different. You leave your phone in a cafe, the next day, a week later, it's still there. I mean, it's not 100%, but that's how it is, like at least the clerk would be like, saving it, and then, this phone. Yeah. So I'm used to that. And here, even though after like 3 years and a half, almost 4 years living here, I knew it, but it was just like.
No, but it's not an excuse. You know what I mean? It's not an excuse. It's like if that, and actually I was thinking about something. You're a creative. So I think we got to come up with a rebuttal to the don't give papaya that's clever enough for people to think about this. You know what I mean? Like, it's like victim blaming a girl, like you were dressed too sexily and hence why you got gang raped, right? Because your skirt was above your knee. Like, it's seriously, right? It's the same thing. Or am I like mistaken?
It's the same concept. You can't blame a girl Like, oh, you
Yeah.
got felt up on the metro because you were wearing a skirt. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
fucking touch another person no matter how they're dressed. But it's the same thing. You don't rob someone just because they have more than you, or you think they have more than you, because they don't know who you are.
Yeah,
You
true.
were out there, you had your restaurant open, you were trying to help the city during the coronavirus, making meals for the people that don't have meals, and you get robbed at gunpoint. And okay, I understand the robbers are probably needy as well, and they robbed you out of necessity. But for the police to act the way they acted and not help you, and on the contrary, almost degrade you in a sense.
It's sickening.
Yeah, it almost degrade you in a sense is very, very disappointing, because Medellin is such a great city and people should come and visit.
Of course. Yeah.
But when people ask me, should I do business in Medellin? Should I open up a business? I always hesitate to tell them yes, because you're not from here. You're not, it's like, for example, if I asked you, Brandon, you're from Seoul, right?
Yeah.
From Korea?
Yeah.
Seoul, South Korea. If I asked you, should I go open up a Colombian restaurant in Seoul? You probably tell me, probably not, because you don't speak Korean. But if I told you I speak Korean fluently and I understand the law and everything, you'd probably be like, okay, maybe you could open a restaurant there and you'd do all right. But even though you speak Spanish, you know the culture, and you want to open up a business here in Colombia, it's not like Seoul, Korea. It's not like Toronto, Canada. It's not like Los Angeles, California. The police here are not here to protect you 100%. People don't abide by laws. There are many laws, but they're not going to protect you 100% from those people that come and rob you at gunpoint like they did to you. So I'm sorry that happened to you. Let me ask you, so tell us about your restaurant. Has the restaurant been closed now, or?
Yeah. So after that happened, I decided to close the restaurant, and it was too tough, and it was something that I couldn't really handle it, and I didn't feel like, because like that day before the theft, I mean, the business was like so busy, because we were giving like free food and stuff, but I decided to close the restaurant because it's not safe. It's not safe anymore. I wouldn't say anymore, but shit happened. I can't handle this at the moment. So I said,
Right.
So I had like 2-3 workers in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So we closed the door, and I told him, like, I'm sorry. Like, I tried my best, I think. I know there's like no limit, but I can't do this. I can't do this. I don't know. I can't do this. So
You can't keep it open.
Yeah, I can't. So
Not even for Rappi orders or nothing.
nothing, because it's not. At least my experience at that time until now, it's not safe, and no vale la pena. It's not worth it. I was trying to do something to help, and not only help, but like in my I would be honest, like to maintain my business as well. I was trying to,
Right.
like hustle. I was hustling. I was stupid luchando,
Trying to get through the whole quarantine.
So
or
I
the
was trying
isolation.
to do it like not only for my interest, but like in total and everything. And I was doing that, and it was working, and then shit happened. Okay, cool. Not cool, but okay. Then I said, I can't do this anymore. I don't know till when, but at the moment, I don't want to do anything. So
Hey man, we're gonna talk about this, and we're gonna get into this in a second about the help and the getting you back
yeah,
on your feet. But just to let you know, man, I told you this before in a message, and I really, really, really mean it. If it comes down to money, if it comes down to getting my ass dressed up, and I haven't left this house in well over a month, I went out the door once to get you back on your feet and give it one last shot. And that one last shot may be one of the next 10 last shots. But I want to make sure you get that one last shot.
Appreciate it.
And anybody listening to this podcast right now, if you need that one last shot, message us, talk to us, let's figure it out. If you think you're going to come take advantage of our ass,
You probably are.
you probably are. But that's what I'm saying is that we need to. This is a time, even the expat community, and I'm like sickened. Actually, I'm like pissed off. As I said, I'm pissed off, and I can't pretend like I'm just calm about everything or whatever. There's so much fucking negative energy, even in the foreign community here, and I'm going to talk about that right now. Is that somebody posts some shit and they're like, "Oh yeah." Well, you probably shouldn't have opened on that day. You should have respected quarantine. You should have, and you're like, yo, man, we're all the same, but you're one of us. You're struggling. You're in a struggle. Why every time we go to these groups, you got to be pulling the other foreigners down?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Why
true.
you got to be shooting people's shit up?
Yeah, it's like crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
One crab tries to get out, the other guys are pulling him. So we're on here because we want to support him. We're not asking for people's money. We're not asking for your money. We're not asking for you guys to send anything to us. What we want to do is spread the word that this shit happens. He got robbed at gunpoint. The police did nothing. If anything, they degraded him and pandered and didn't actually even make the attempt to find the stuff where the robber himself called from his own cell phone, had his computer. He had where this robber was that could have gone. The police didn't go, didn't do anything. He's feeling down. We're calling it the Corona Blues, the Corona being robbed Corona Blues, and
They took it as, that happens here. Why are you complaining?
yeah, that happens here. They probably looked at him too, like, oh, you're a foreigner. You've got a restaurant. You've got 2 restaurants. What the fuck? What are you worrying about a computer for? But I know if I lost my computer, I'd be pretty damn down. So, So go ahead, Brandon.
I'm sorry. So actually, exactly what Andrew said. It's not like I am broke, but it's not like, yo, I'm gonna die. No, obviously no. It's just like, actually, this is the first time after the robbery happened, like talking, to people, because a lot of people ask me, like, why did you close Opa? Why did you, what's going on? Like I received a crazy email, I received a crazy message, blah, blah, blah. Is it you? What's going on? You don't respond. So I was just like, no, I don't want to talk to people. But this is actually the first time after this shit happened, I'm talking, because actually my purpose talking about this is not like crying, like, hey, like, I'm gonna die, like, I can't survive. No, it's just like, if there's somebody who listens or watches this podcast, which is a great podcast, like not mine, but Medellin podcast in general, like talking about the various themes, topics. If there's somebody as a foreigner who understands English, that they could have a better perspective or view or something, or maybe I might be able to help them or give advice, which I want to. And this whole point about talking about this robbery, gunpoint, it's not like, hey, yo, like, I got robbed, shit happened, like, look at me, but I'm gonna bounce back. No, it's not like showing off or nothing. It's about, like, just be careful. And I want to, which I'm going to talk about, like, how to be careful, like how I see it, how it affected me, and how I see this quarantine as a Korean. Now, like, Korea is the only country now at the moment in the world which is going back to normal, Mm-hmm. So, like things like that. So I want to, like, help people. It's always like from the beginning and still now, like, since I, kind of like
processed.
Yeah, processed. So Now I can talk, but before I couldn't. I was like, fuck that. People are like, oh, Dios, like, whatever. It's God's plan, blah, 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 da, da, da. It's everything on God. I'm a Christian, but I said, like, fuck that.
You can see Drake singing this, right? You can see
God's
Drake singing God's plan coming in.
Yeah.
You getting robbed with a gun in your
Yeah,
hand.
but so
Yo,
like I always told people life is fair. That's what I was talking to people. And I
Yeah.
believed in that. Like, life is fair. It's about your effort. It's on
Yeah.
you. Like, I do music. I do design. I try to, like, do business. I cook. I, whatever, motivate people. I DJ. Things like that. But it's fair 24/7, like, life is fair. But then,
Brandon, what if they found the guys that stole your shit and they got your shit back or whatever? What would you think? What would you want to happen to those guys?
at the beginning, I was thinking, yeah, fuck them. Like, I was trying to revenge or something. But then now it's not. It's not. Actually, to be honest, like, I'm 100% honest always. But at the moment, it's not. It's just like I was trying to prevent the second victim because he was trying to do, like, scams in emails and my contacts. I have like almost 4,000 contacts, like business, everything, in life. So I was trying to prevent that, and actually that's what I told the guy who stole my phone. I sent a message to my, because since my iPhone was already blocked, so I sent it to my worker's WhatsApp message, text message, SMS. I don't want to know anything about you. It's just like, yeah, take it, yeah, sell it, yeah. Puedes aprovechar. Just take advantage of what you robbed from me. It's okay. It's okay. But just till that point. No beyond that. Like, just please. I can be the victim. Okay, cool. I can be the victim. And I'm going to bounce back. Okay. Maybe I'm not trying to understand it, but I told him, like, maybe, yeah, I mean, you were suffering. Okay, and I was telling him, at least, like, if you could send me my external hard drive, that would help a lot. I don't even want to know who you are. But obviously he didn't respond. But yeah, it's more about, like, I wanted to actually really tell people, it's like, quédate en tu casa, like, stay at home. This campaign and everything. It's not a campaign. It's something you should do, actually, and that's what Korea did. And now, how Korea, like, did the election, like, next month, within like two weeks, they're gonna open the Korean baseball league and everything, like, sport, everything normal. Like, less than 30 people. Yesterday was 22 people affected in coronavirus. It's just like, now people in the world, they talk about coronavirus. If it's, at least Korea, they were talking about, if it's less than 30, then we're good. We're good. We almost kind of found out, blah, blah, blah. So it's more like, I wanted to tell people, it's not only about you, but about respecting other people as well. It's maybe in terms of virus, like, hey, like, I'm good, I'm strong, I'm young. But what if my neighbor downstairs, she's old, she's like 80 years old? It's not like only me. Again, like, when I was, like, doing the campaign, No Seamos Egoístas, it's just like, yeah, like, fuck, I'm good. I'm not afraid of coronavirus. I'm cool. Like, no, don't show off. Like, it's more about, you got to respect, and it's all together. It's all together. And, like,
so
how...
wait, one sec. And I got it, because you're saying the words right now that are, like, pounding me in my head, and I got to get them out. All together. All together.
All together,
All together. Yeah. There's no them. There's no us and them. And this all together thing. And it's just,
Even the people that are down and out and that are innately doing terrible things like robbing and stealing, we're still in this all together. Like, even without coronavirus or with coronavirus, we're on this fucking journey of life, and we're in this city in Medellin all together. We see a brother, Brandon Lee, who's in need right now. He's literally, more than anything, it's more emotional and psychologically in need of a helping hand. So what we're trying to emit on this broadcast is to send all your happy thoughts, all your love, all your great sentiments over to our brother who owns a great restaurant. He's a great entrepreneur. He owns two, by the way, here in the city. He was giving food to the fucking needy during the coronavirus, then got shit on by people of the city who robbed him at gunpoint.
So wait a second. I agree.
But we want to be positive. We don't want to be negative.
Wait. I want to be positive, but I'm going to use a little bit of negativity to drive a bit of positivity home to the foreigners here that are listening to this, that understand this. I'm sick and fucking tired, right? Seriously.
Yeah.
I every time I get on this Gringo Paisa, on all these other groups, which, you know, Andrew moderates a lot of them, it's just a whole lot of negative bullshit.
Shout out to my trolls.
Trolls, you know, here's the thing, Brandon, and I'm going to be honest about this, man. Here's what I'm fucking sick of. I'm sick of crabs in a barrel. I'm sick of the fact that, listen to, you know, we talk about those, yes, not all of the foreigners here have money, right? Some of us are struggling and no one knows the struggle, right?
Yeah.
But the foreigners alone that are living here could help you out, not just financially, with all different resources like this between today and tomorrow. No one would even have to know what you went through, because if they join together, they'd be like, this person's a carpenter, this person's this person's that, and we can pull you out of that. But instead, and I guarantee you, if I do a few little clips and stuff, we do a few clips on this, that there's going to be some negative shit. What I'm appealing for, right? Let's get a Facebook group, right? Let's get an Instagram group. Let's get a WhatsApp thing that we ain't bringing, exactly as Andrew said, no negativity. We're foreigners, man. We're the small fish in a big pond right now, right? We've got a negative image of us, but yet we're doing positive things.
Yeah.
So why don't we have a group, right? That when stuff like this happens, man, like I know, I mean, like Andrew and I can't pull you completely out, maybe not, right? But we can get you a far way. But a few other people can jump in and be like, yo, we're one in this. We're the positive foreigners trying to do things for this city, its people, and the foreigners living here trying to do positive.
And to that note, I do believe that there are way more positive foreigners out there than there are the negatives. You only see the negatives on these groups, like these trolls that come up. And then the funny thing about it, I've been monitoring these groups for about 10 years now, like Gringo Paisa, Colombians and expats in Medellin, and various groups, even like Medellin Entrepreneur Society, which I was one of the founding members there. You see these trolls come in and then they leave. They never stay for a long time because they can't make it in Medellin. And I do believe that there are more foreigners here that will help, that are here to support, but they're not the ones writing and trolling. Those are the ones that you see all the time. So,
well, proof's in the pudding, Andrew.
True.
Proof's in the pudding.
That's what we're
So
going to
let's see
see
the
now.
proof.
That's what we're going to
Let's see
see
the
right now. And that's what we're, I guess, trying to broadcast, is that we're here to help you, Brandon. Obviously, we wanted to make this podcast because you're our friend. We love your restaurant. Without it, we would be hungry half of the week. And and we have been, because Joel used to order like at least once a week.
I know. You guys always order.
No, my little brother is more of a
Oh,
fanatic.
yeah. When Josh was here, he was like every day. Yeah, Josh is like ordering every day. So obviously,
like the bulgogi
Yeah,
or bulgogi is on
bulgogi.
point. I'm like, oh, really? I was like, wait, it's on point. He's like, yeah, it was better. It's way better today. I'm like, Jesus, how many times this week have you had bulgogi? How do you say it? Oh, God, you have me slaughtering the dish. How do you say it, Brandon?
Yeah. I mean, like, I know, like, I mean, that's why I always appreciate you guys and support Medellin Podcast. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's always like, you know, as again, like how I now at the moment feel about Medellin, like hate and love, you know. But like, there's always like haters, you know. When I post my new music or my restaurant or food, or some people like, you know, a random Mexican customers. Is, like she's talking about, this is not Korean food. But are you Korean? Like, you're Mexican. You know, like there's always like haters. Haters, and I do accept it. I pretty much enjoy it as well, and as well like all those like Facebook pages and stuff. I'm into like some of them. Maybe I think actually that happened recently because I wasn't like always like like into those like expat
active.
yeah active. I was not, but the reason why I actually am now like today as well, like what's that, like Gringo Paisa, one of my friends, my friends, he sent a link and he's like, yeah, yo, like the one that you did, like the video with this like hotel, which I'm like a half like actor as well. So I was like filming this, advertising this new hotel in Poblado. Anyway, so he was like, oh, you're there. Like, okay, cool. So I joined that group. So the reason why I started doing that like recently, actually this is like started from this week because like this week from Monday I received my new phone, my new computer, so I could like little by little get back and bounce back. Yeah, exactly. So it was actually because I started from like my customers, like which I have in like Instagram and Facebook. Every day they were just like tagging me, tagging my restaurant and me, and texting, messaging, everything like, oh, we're so sad. Like it's like the last video you posted in El Pasado and Instagram seemed like you're gonna close like forever. And it's so sad, blah blah blah. The best restaurant in Laurones, blah 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 blah. Every like things like that, and it's, like a lot of people supported me. I knew it, but it again like I recognized, yeah, like I am still blessed. There might be some like a lot of people who are dreaming about my life, even to the theft, to the point like I want to open a restaurant. So I'm trying to be humble always. So yeah, like I was trying to appreciate. I started like after like 2 weeks or maybe like I don't know 10 days, I started doing exercise again. I started like DJing again. I started like thinking about.
You're putting out some good shit, Brandon.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you something.
Appreciate it.
You know why you're putting out the good shit? Because you got emotion behind it now.
Thank you.
You're not just I worked a real hard day and I'm gonna go spin a set at Mad Radio. You putting your shit in right now. You got some anger. You got some. You know what I mean? You putting it in right now. Just even the starting of your last one. And we're gonna post the link to the starting where I told you I thought like, wait, is something playing in the background? Is this like a political thing going on? That's some badass creativity.
Yeah.
And in the heart of all of this crazy shit, you're bringing it, man. You're bringing it.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. So I'm trying. I started thinking about every day. That's my goal. Like every day after I made a decision, not going back to Korea. Okay, I'm gonna be here. Okay, I still wanna do it again. Give it a second try, third try. I don't want to give up at the moment. I have 6 people in my restaurant who works for me, who's super loyal and like super nice people.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Brandon. So the people that are your employees right now, since you're not open, what are they doing? They must
They're
be.
at home. They're at home.
So they're not getting paid because they're not working right now.
They are getting paid.
Okay, so you're paying them, but you're not getting paid.
No.
So
what I'm doing is actually, so they worked, like quincena. Here the salary is based on 15 days. So they worked after the first quincena, so till like 18th of March, but I pay them full. And I'm still paying them as a paid vacation. And today, actually, I paid like 1.5 million pesos for the security and everything, their insurance, which I do want to support. And I don't know, like my lawyer, my accountant is like telling me like this is the legal way, this is blah blah blah. Okay, this is what we're trying to do to reduce. I mean, yeah, okay, cool, but it's I'm still actually waiting for Ivan Duque's the president, Mr. President's like guide, like a better like concrete
Yeah.
guide, which I really want to talk about it as well, like as a perspective of business owner, how
Talk
I
about
see it. Because like they've been like telling okay like it's gonna be suspended 2 months, blah blah blah, rent, EPM, the utility service fee here they call EPM the company. It's going to be suspended, da da da, until gas, but electricity or water you got to pay, da da da. So every day I'm just like,
You're waiting.
yeah, waiting and seeing that, and then it was like a week or more than a week ago they announced a new decree talking about yeah, like the rent it's going to be suspended, and there's no right or there it can't be happen. We can't accept it if the landlord is going to kick you out because you can't pay. But then the shady part is there's a form of this paper, the contract, which as a tenant you got to send it to the landlord, and the landlord he or she got to sign it, saying,
Right.
okay, once you start making the income, then without interest, you can slightly, constantly pay me back, right?
Payback.
Payback.
It's
And
because they also have expenses. I'm sure.
exactly. Yeah. So, but then actually, it's a very personal thing. But like my apartment, the very first day when they confirmed the quarantine, my landlord in the morning he called me, Brandon, do you agree if I raise the rent because it's the new year? Because my contract it starts from March. So he was like, oh yeah, like can I raise it? Do you agree? I said, wow. Like,
Wow.
yeah, wow.
Trying to get it in real quick.
Yeah, like,
That's
wow, the
fucking
first
awesome.
I'm
day.
just hoping you didn't see you
First
didn't get the
day?
news.
Yeah, so I'm like, what do you mean, do I agree? If I tell you no, like, what happens? Like, you're the landlord. Like, yeah, fuck that. Okay. All right. So, anyway, like, there are people like that in the world. And what I'm really afraid of or concerned about at this moment, it's not about coronavirus. It is also as well, like, like, okay, it's dangerous. Okay, I understand it. But it's more about like the economy. Maybe because I'm a business owner, yeah. Like I do really interact with the society and economy here, Colombian. And I am really worried about it. And it is already happening. And the point is, okay, Ivan Duque, after the first case, maybe like within 3 weeks, he made a strong decision that they would lock people inside their house, no people outside, quarantine. It was a fast response. Okay, I respect that, but it's not only locking down people and like extending the quarantine. It's like it's like I'm waiting for the guideline or like policies or something as a business owner or as a person who lives here. And every day I talk with my workers. I mean, they're not struggling because I am paying, but it's they're worried about the future because it's all about most of it. It's about like financial perspective. Like, how am I gonna go to the supermarket? How am I going to buy this? How am I going to manage the rent or the spendings, which at the moment and for a certain amount of time in the future, I might be unemployed. I am unemployed. I got no income.
Right.
So that's what makes people scared and worried about. It's not like, hey, like stay at your house. Like, okay, quédate en la casa. It's because like they're worried about the future because they don't have money. It's a capitalism like world anyway. How are you gonna make your breakfast? How are you gonna support, I don't know, like your kids? Because all my workers, they have kids.
Yeah.
They're like single moms, and they're like worried. So I said, okay, at the moment the contract is like, okay, don't worry. Like I'll try to find it out. And at least I can't pay you a lot, but I will give you something. Just wait. So
Right.
that's what I've been doing. Even though this shit happened, like it fucked up my life, kind of, because I don't have anything, not anything, but I lost like most of the stuff that makes
give me
me
another
run and maintain my business. So I'm now at the moment like, trying to repair and solve problems and documents
Right.
and stuff. So
So,
yeah.
yeah. So in regards to your business moving forward, like I'm a perpetual optimist. I've been rock bottom. Many people know part of my stories. I've literally been in jail for a while for things that I did as a youth, and I guess like George Bush put them, youthful indiscretions. But we learn from them, and I too have been where I was homeless, living on the street in San Francisco, out of my car, trying to start a business at that point too. But I've always been a perpetual optimist, and and I believe in the human spirit.
Me too.
And I believe that you have this human spirit. So moving forward,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
you got fucked up. You got fucked up, right? Like it was a terrible thing that happened. You got robbed. Things happened. How moving forward for Opa? What are you going to do with your restaurant? Are you planning to open once the 24th comes, because the quarantine is lifted on the 24th? What is your plan?
So still, I am thinking. So when I was thinking about to, like ditch everything and go back to Korea, and I decided to stay here, was because it's something like worldwide. I mean, as a Korean, I'm blessed because Korea now it's very close to the normal lifestyle. But I was thinking like, what am I gonna do if I move out from Medellin? Shouldn't it like wouldn't it be better if I start from something at least I have than from starting from the bottom again? So that actually I was thinking, and then I made a decision. Okay, I'm gonna stay here, and I have my workers, and I have my I don't want to call them like customers, but my like Opa friends, amigos de Opa.
Your fans.
Yeah, like
Your
the
fan-
people, not the fans, but like the
Fanboys.
people, and I really want to, I don't know, like give them back what I received, and that was my goal and dream. Like, yeah, I want to spread out the Korean, like foods or like culture in general. And I was very close because actually this is another story, but like 1 week before when they decided to do the quarantine, I was waiting for investment, and I had a business meeting with LATAM Airlines, and they were
Wait,
Wow.
wait, what?
yeah, like literally
What was
like,
going to happen with
it,
Latam?
it was like getting there, and then this Canadian guy, he's now my friend. He's an old senor, like super cool, cool man.
An old senor.
An old senor.
Yeah, but like super young vibe and energy. And every time he comes to Medellin, he always texts me or he comes to my restaurant, ask about me, and he wanted to invest and be my partner, and he hooked me up with this director of LATAM Airlines, and
Fucking, that's crazy.
he was talking about my life story, not just Opa, but like, look at this guy, Korean guy, what he's doing, and then his plan is to make it as a franchise and want to let people know what Korean food is.
Were they
It's not-
interviewing you for the magazine, the one that?
No. They were trying to be an investor, but
Okay.
but it was like almost like a week before the quarantena. So after the quarantena it just
They shut down too.
yeah,
they ain't
just,
flying.
it just like disappeared. And so that was actually the reason why I was like thinking I was very close. Like I'm just nothing here.
Let me tell you something. In the Caribbean, there's no Caribbean people watching this, but in Guyana, where I was born, I mean, the only Caribbean person is maybe my father, who might watch it after.
There might be some people from Cartagena watching.
Cartagena. So in the Caribbean, there's a saying that goes like this, Brandon. It says, basically, in like Creolese, it would be "What miss you no pass you," which is what misses you doesn't pass you. So basically, although this has missed you, it's not totally passing you, and it's gonna come back around, and it's gonna be there. It hasn't passed you yet; it missed you, as in the gunshot missed you.
Yeah.
But it could come around and hit you in the fucking head.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully in a positive way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, you planted the seed, man. You gotta keep that shit going.
So like,
as you say, perpetually positive, man.
That's actually the reason why it made me, like stronger or something. Like, okay, like I can't give up. I can't give up because of these like fucking 4 people who robbed me or something. I can't because I literally bounced back after this like millions of pesos worth investment that I lost with this scam and stuff. And that's actually the reason why I'm trying to bounce back, and I am doing it, and I want to give another try.
Man, listen, own that. And and I talked about this on, I think like it was 2 episodes ago. I think a lot of people are like afraid sometimes to just say, listen, I posted it on my personal Instagram a few days ago because I was listening to this someone speak, and they were saying like, own your shit unconditionally. You know what I mean? If you own it without apology, man. Like if that's what you're doing and that's who you want to be, man, like do it. And I think like just like literally do it. And I think like, and I talked about it even in previous episodes. It's like if you, for example, said you wanted to be the best DJ in the world that does the most help for people in the world. If you said you want to be the best DJ in the world, people might accept it. They'd be like, yeah, all right, fucking doing the most help for people in the world. They'd be like, oh, well, he's so self-centered and he's so, he thinks so highly of himself. So, fuck that shit, man. Like, seriously, own that shit, man. Like, own that shit.
Exactly, yeah. Own that shit. Like
own it.
Yeah, like be yourself and own it. It's not like you're not waiting for something. It's just you make it happen, and it's like 100% on you. And that's actually the reason why I was like telling you guys. I thought, and I still do, like I'm back again, but I always believe that life is fair. It's just like, I mean, it's kind of difficult to explain it, but it's not like 100% fair, maybe not, but it's like time-wise, for example, it's a matter of how you use it and how you think about it, how you plan about it. Maybe I'm blessed because I'm a Korean in Colombia. I know what people are going to say or going to talk about it. So that's actually the reason why maybe I started like not like you guys, maybe like Colombians or paisas here. So that's the reason why I want to share it. Like maybe I started like better than you guys, maybe because I'm a foreigner in Colombia compared to some people. So that's the reason why I'm not being selfish. Okay, maybe I have like 10 boxes of face masks, which I always have. And I went...
Say what?
The face mask.
You got 10 boxes of face masks?
Like things like that. But now I already gave it. I just like, shared it. I just like
me and
gave
Andrew
it
out
to...
here trying to get some face masks.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to go to D1.
That's what happened. Because my suppliers and everything, it was sold out. And I went to Macro, which I'm a loyal customer. And they always like, give me like good deals and stuff because I buy a lot. And it was sold out already. Like before the first approval of coronavirus here, and it was already sold out. And till now, it's sold out. and but I had it. I always have it because I'm always like preparing the stock and inventory. So what I decided was I gave like my workers a box to share it in their barrios, their town or their family at least. And then every day I was giving it. Like I was just like, like
Passing out the
yeah, like on the street, like Rappi. The delivery
Like-
guys, like they didn't have anything.
No, they just show
So
up.
I always have like 5 liters of hand sanitizers and everything, antibacterial, everything.
Do you see why the people are going to hate you, Brandon? You're the
No.
only person in the goddamn country that has 5 liters. Five liters, Brandon?
No, it's because-
Who the fuck else? If somebody knows
he
somebody
has
else has
that
got...
because of his business.
Yeah, because of my
Wait,
business. Yeah, exactly,
Wait.
Andrew. Yeah,
I didn't
thank
even know
you.
they made those like
Exactly.
that, Brandon.
No, it's because
That's why people out here...
I've been using
I'm a firm
it.
believer.
I
ahead,
I started having it like 2 years ago. Like 2 years
Did
ago.
you call it PPE, though?
He's cooking
Let
with
me,
it.
wait. Yo, for real. We were talking about this earlier, Brandon. I'll lighten it a bit. Did you know the term PPE? Because now PPE, I'll tattoo PPE up on my fucking
You down
business,
with,
bro.
PPE?
You dealt with
Yeah,
PPE?
you know what I mean?
I didn't know what the fuck PPE was. You knew about PPE,
Yeah.
or what do you call it?
Yeah.
Face mask.
Yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
have the proper Christian name, PPE.
Yeah, so
know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I feel you. So, but it was all about that. Like, I was thinking, like, I was also pissed because it was for me like weekly routine that I go to this place, I order this, I buy this, but then it just happened to be like everybody's like. I remember that day I was waiting for an hour and a half in Macro, San Juan, over there with my cart. Like, this is for me like normal, but
Yeah.
I see people stacking their toilet papers, like whatever, alcohol and everything. I'm like, okay, like I see this. But then later I was pissed. Like I was waiting and I called my worker, which I normally don't do that. I said, I can't wait this. Like, can you come and like talk with me at least or do something? And then after we came back to my restaurant in Laureles. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe I still have something which people are fighting, because at that day I remember it was like 11:30 a.m., which normally is my routine going there every Tuesday, because Monday is my day off. Like we close the restaurant, so I was there. I saw some people crying, like literally. Think about that. Like it wasn't even quarantena. It wasn't even quarantine. But people were scared about this pandemic. And I remember like 3 ladies, one señora and one young girl and another like somewhere between them. And they were literally crying. And I saw like a lot of sections like posted like out of stock, only per family, per card, like 3 items, blah, blah, blah. And that was like something... It's something really sad, because why are you so panicked? I do get it, but as far as I remember, my country started from February, and I still do remember I go to SmartFit in Unicentro, which is in Laureles.
Are they paying for the shit, Brandon?
No, I pay. I'm not doing the PPL, but
I know the SmartFit people. I know the whole SmartFit family trying to sneak in your freaking plug.
No.
All I want to know is if they're paying you to plug their gymnasium, they better pay our ass. You know what I mean?
So-
me and Andrew need some shoes and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm respecting
yeah.
Yeah. Brandon used this whole thing to plug SmartFit.
But Brandon, I'm a firm believer in
Justin Bieber.
No, I'm a firm believer that things don't come your way that you can't handle. Like whether it's
True.
God or whatever. You were dealt a shit hand recently with your business getting robbed, everything being taken away from now. You having to close in this time where restaurants are actually probably booming because of the fact that
Yeah, exactly.
they are the only thing that could be open right
Deliveries. I do know it. And every day, today as well, I received like 15, 20 messages. Do
now.
you do
If you were
delivery?
open, we would have ordered today.
I mean, I appreciate
It's just that, but
but I decided to
I
close
think.
it.
Yeah, you decided to close because of what happened, and it's not safe for you guys to open right now. But life, I'm a firm believer in that life is not about the things that happen to you in life. Life is not about the events that happen to you.
Yeah.
We've all been in rock bottom, to our own rock bottoms.
Yeah.
Some worse than others. But life is not about the events that happen to you, but how you react to those events.
Sure.
And I think that you are reacting in a positive way. I think that you are bouncing back and you're going to come back even stronger from this. And people that are watching this are going to appreciate that they're watching you explain how you got robbed at gunpoint, how you went through the low, how you tried to reach out to police. And they didn't help you here because we're in Colombia. The police are not going to come in at your beck and call. Well, you just have to face that fact.
True. Yeah.
We're not safe
Yeah.
100%.
It's like the cons, and I don't know. I again want to let those expats or foreigners, even like Colombians, watch this. Sometimes things happen, even though you never thought about it or expected or something that you plan. It happens. Things happen. Yeah, I do get it, and I don't know. It's something. There's no answers to life, but I feel like, little by little. For example, after this session or live session, video, everything, even the first episode we did, if somebody was like motivated through that, like talking about knowing or listening, watching about like other people's like perspective, and that motivates you, that's something good. It's not like, hey, you know what? Like gunpoint, like, you know what? I was living here for like almost 4 years and like somebody tried to like, shoot me and rob me. You know what? Fuck that. I might buy a gun and fucking kill them. It's not like that, it's still like trying to focus on the positive aspect and things and try to it is still hard, and I'm not saying that I'm like the god level or something. No, it is still hard. I fucking swear like this country or something, my life, my situation, whatever, blah blah blah. But on the other side, I try to always appreciate what I have in my life.
Yeah. You're gonna bounce back from
exactly.
this. So,
Exactly. Time matters.
We wanna have you on. We want to follow back up with you and your progression in bouncing back, because literally still right now you're at ground zero. You lost everything. You just got a computer, and that doesn't mean anything because you lost all your contacts. You lost everything that you had saved on there. So we're going to be following up with you during this quarantine, how you're bouncing back. I definitely want to see Opa open again.
Okay.
Do we have an expected date or any?
I also want to see Brandon with a full beard, but there's a lot of things that won't happen.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I kind of like trimmed it today because I had it, but I kind of trimmed it because I had the beard. Yeah.
You had the beard, Brandon?
Yeah.
Let's be real about what's going on. Let's be real about
he's been depressed and hasn't taken
exactly. But anyway, I decided yesterday. Actually, I posted in the Instagram and Facebook of my restaurant Opa Asado. I say I still don't know when, but I decided yesterday. Finally, I decided. Yeah, I'm gonna reopen. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it. Start from the beginning again, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now, I decided to bounce back, and I am going to bounce back. And it's I don't know. I'm thinking someday, like somewhere in like May or something. I'll see. But like April at the moment, actually, I don't know. Maybe like later tonight or tomorrow or someday, I might change my mind. But at the moment, I don't have any plans for April. Yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we here, Brandon. Started
From
from
the
the bottom,
bottom, now
Drake
we
keeps
here.
just coming back, bro. He's got to be your. He's got to just sing your soundtrack.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I always know that you guys
Don't
always
you mean
over there
bukkake?
hashtagging, yeah.
Don't you mean bukkake?
Bulgogi. Bulgogi.
Oh, okay. I thought Felipe was talking about bukkake.
No.
We can.
bulgogi. Yeah.
Everybody knows what bukkake is. If you
Bukkake.
don't know the definition of bukkake, you can check the.
Japanese.
Yeah, check
Comments.
the interwebs. Just check Pornhub for
What you gotta say? We got to round this shit up. We're
right.
coming back.
Well, we're gonna stay live, but I wanted to wrap up our recorded version.
Okay.
We're gonna this is gonna be edited and sent out across all of the interweb channels, including probably our podcast channels, where you could hear the voices while you're driving or working out. If you listen to us while working out, then you're some sort of freak. But I want to thank you guys for joining us, and Brandon, we love you as a human being and as a friend, and we want to see you succeed. We're going to do everything in our power to help you, help your employees, which is very important. We understand how important that is to you, and to get you back on your feet and getting things rolling. Even if it's May, even if it's August, even if it's next fucking year, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen, and we'll be there. Brandon, I just wanted to ask you one last question. If you had any advice to anybody that has gotten robbed, hit rock bottom with their business, whether it's here in Medellin or anywhere in the world, during this time that we're in fucking crisis globally, what would be your advice?
I would say, if you're alive, yeah, thankfully, hopefully, I try to, it was hard. It took a long time, but I try to focus on the stuff that I have and try to appreciate it. It's not like my loss or like this experience or something, which still like stressed me out, but I'm trying to focus on like a glass of wine that I have tonight. Like something, my cat, like sleeping over there. For example, it's something like it's really hard, and it's really hard. I do know, and it is still really hard to me as well. But I would recommend, like, if it's not your last day of your life, because you know that it's not your last day of life. Shit happens. It's like a roller coaster, again, ups and downs. And maybe you're now in the moment of the down. So you're at the bottom, and like, it's not like you got nothing to lose, but you know that there's way more to bounce back.
To gain.
Yeah. To go to the level or something even more beyond the level, like going to the up. It's always like that. Not always, I don't know, my life was like that. And it's I don't know, try to focus on the stuff that you still have. Maybe you have your parents, maybe you have your family, maybe you have your girlfriend, wife, kids, your cat, something like that.
Hug that.
Yeah.
Something like
Hug
that.
that cat.
Something like
Hug
that.
the cat,
Yo,
Brandon.
let me show you.
Bring the cat, but hug proper. Don't fuck with cats. Wow, why you got? Wow, that's a scary fucking image right now, everybody. Wow. Okay, cool.
Brandon, thank you for being on.
Thank you, guys.
I really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah.
Felipe, thank you for helping us direct this. Joel, thank you for being black.
You're welcome.
I want to shout out also
In a white shirt.
Yeah, I also want to shout out Alejo from Velmost. Velmost, he's wearing Velmost. I see that Felipe is wearing the Fu brand, Fuera de lo Común brand, which is a native Medellin brand. I'm wearing Rob LaFond. I'll scoot in here.
That's pretty fucking clever, though. You're practicing social distancing. Me and Andrew always maintain 6 feet.
I got Medellin on my head. I always represent Medellin. I want to appreciate you guys for tuning in for the recorded version. We're going to continue with the live. We'll see you guys next time on the Medellin podcast. We're going to continue doing these live episodes until we're out of jail, meaning out of our apartment. And yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Be safe. Stay at home. Let's support the society.
And even if you're having sex with yourself, remember to wear a condom. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Well, before you go ahead and flush that toilet, you can find us on Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, CastBox. You can see our ugly faces where, Joel?
You can see our ugly faces on YouTube.com.
And on Facebook and Instagram. See you guys later.
And always remember, wash your hands after taking that ugly dump.